Hi, everybody, it's Melissa. Happy Saturday. So, I wanted to take a minute to make a video, of course. And today's topic is self reflection. So, every time that it gets around my birthday, I always really try to think about what happened the last year. What happened good? What happened bad? What do I really need to work on? And what do I want for the next year? Um, do I think you should self reflect more than just once a year? Yeah, probably. But you should at least do it once a year. I know some people probably don't do it at all, they just kind of go with the flow. Um, but I feel like you have to kind of know where you want to go, what you want to achieve, and all those kind of things, what you really want to change too in your life to make it happen. So I just encourage everybody, whether it be yes around your birthday, or if it's just right now at this moment where you're like, you know what, I haven't really thought about like what do I want out of life, or what do I want out of this next year of my life at least. I think it's good to make small goals and big goals for yourself. I know like one of mine, of course, is weight loss. As you've known, if you've watched my videos, I am trying to lose weight. That has been a goal. But there's a lot of other ones. Like, I want to have my business be very successful. I feel like there's going to be a lot of growth within Sassy Secrets this coming year. I want to, keep going up at the job that I'm currently at. I want to, work on some friendships that maybe I've neglected to a certain extent. I want to work on my relationship with my boyfriend. And it doesn't mean that there's bad things. All it means is that you want to do better. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to do better. And there's nothing wrong with admitting that, you know what, I did this, I did some shit that, it just didn't work out the way that I wanted it to, but let's see how I can change it. So, anyways, I just encourage everybody to reflect on yourself, reflect on your life, reflect on your family, the whole deal, and kind of bring it together and just try to be better in general. And, shout out to my boyfriend. He's always very encouraging. Um, even when sometimes I take the encouragement the wrong way, um, for example, he really pushes me about working out. And I know that he only is doing that because he knows that's what I'm wanting, and he knows like health wise and all that that's really, is what is needed. So when he is like, you haven't worked out in a couple of days, of course I feel some kind of way, like, who is he to tell me, right? Because I'm just sassy like that. But then it's like after I get back into what I need to be doing, then I'm like, I'm very thankful that I have him, and that, yeah, sometimes he pushes my buttons. Sometimes I feel some kind of way, but really, I know that I need that push sometimes. Okay, so all I'm saying is, whatever goal it may be, whether it's, your health, your weight, your career, your education, family stuff, whatever it is that you're like, you know what, I need to work on these things, maybe make a list. Maybe, put together like a little bit of a plan. Of course, plans don't always work, especially if you're trying to do like a year long plan. Um, but I feel like if I don't write stuff down and like visualize it, like first I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that, I feel like I get in this place where I'm at a standstill. I'm not doing anything. And it's like, what did I achieve in the last month? Nothing. I just worked. Okay. You need to do more than that. Like, you are not just work. You are not just, I need to go to work, make money, come home. Like, you have to bring other things into it. And I struggle with that a lot because I work hard. I'm trying to run a business. I am trying to get successful to I guess to my expectations, if that makes sense. Like, I want to get to the point where I'm like, you know what, I am where I want to be with this, and sometimes I push myself to the point where it's like I'm exhausted from like working overtime, trying to do the business stuff, trying to do way too much. And then I leave out like stuff like having time for yourself. You have to have time for yourself. You have to be able to just chill, like 90% of the time when I'm on my phone, it is for something business related. And I really have been trying to put more of a time, like a time limit on it, because I could be on my phone contacting people and answering questions about the business stuff, or trying to market and all those things for hours and hours and hours and hours after I already worked 8 hours, okay, at my regular job. So I'm really trying to kind of put myself on more of a schedule, plus fitting in working out, fitting in time with my boyfriend, time with my, my mom, my family, friends that it's like you have to have fun. You have to be able to go out sometimes and just let loose and all that kind of stuff. And so I just think it's a matter of accepting where you're at in life, not accepting the fact that you have to stay where you're at. Okay, I'm not saying that, but accept where you're at and then go from there. Okay, because I know I get caught up in the bigger picture of things, like I want instant gratification. I wish that I was the weight that I want to be. Okay, I wish that I was making the money that I want to make. I wish I had a house that my dream house. I wish I had a different vehicle. I wish I had a big wedding happening soon. All of these things, right? That, let's put some small goals in there, right? Like, let's just get to a point like, all right, I started a business. That's a huge thing. Okay, that's a huge thing. Why am I like not celebrating that? Okay, instead I'm like, well, I haven't done this, I haven't done that, I'm not here with it yet. It's like, bitch, you own a business, you started a business, you are doing this shit. Congratulations. Like, congratulate yourself. I feel like so often we're just in the mode of like doing what other people want, trying to please other people, trying to do this for that person, do this for that person, work overtime because they need it. And then it's like you get lost in this place where you don't really have fun. And it kind of dulls your sparkle. And nobody wants that. Like, I'm a sparkly kind of bitch, like I am sparkled head to toe. Like, I can't have those things that dull my sparkle. And that includes people around you. That includes, like, if you really hate your job, move it along. Like, there's no time in this life to hate something and still be a part of it, And I think there's always those things where you can't just quit, okay? Like, say, family, all right? Sometimes they're so annoying. They don't understand where you're coming from. They don't support you, maybe, Like, I definitely have people in my family who are very distant. Like, I hardly ever talk to them, hardly ever see them. And do they care? I don't even know. You know what I mean? But then I have the really close people to me, like my grandma. She is, like, very important to me. I feel like when she does pass away, because she's getting older, she has dementia, she's having some issues, it's going to be really hard, because she was always the one where she would keep it, kind of keep me together when I was like losing my shit. So, but anyways, to work on those relationships that aren't so great, to be happy about the ones that are great, and just do better. I mean, the only way in my mind is up, right? Like, say you have the worst time. I have a couple of friends who had drug addictions that or all the way to the bottom, and they felt like, how can I fix my life? Like, how can I do anything at this point to recover from what I've done? And I always encourage them, like, it's not done until it's done, right? You're not dead. So you have so much to do. Like, let's make a plan. Let's do this thing. Like, you can always recover. Like, there's no point in your life where you're like so bad off that there's no recovery. Because trust me, I've been there. I felt like at a point in my life that I had everything going for me. I was 21, had a house, had a good job, was in a relationship and all this kind of stuff. And I felt like I was at a really good place for being as young as I was. And then by the time I was almost 25, I was in a car accident that was really bad, and I couldn't work. I had to get rid of my house. I shouldn't say get rid of it. I lost my house, right? So that's really hard. It's super hard. I had to go move back with my mom. I had to put all of my stuff from my house into storage. It was a very, like, humbling place to be, because it made me realize, first off, how many friends I had, how many family members really cared about me. And I was depressed for a while. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was very sad. It was sad to be like, I'm living back at home. What is this? I worked so hard to get where I was at. I had to start all over. And it took me a very long time to get past that depression and get past all of because depression can truly make your other elements worse. Like I have back troubles. I do. That's never going to change, right? After the car accident, it's never going to change. But me being depressed made that worse. Like, honest to God, it made it so much worse. I felt like some days I was not going to make it in life. Like, I was so sad. And so that's why I just tell people, like, when you are down and out, or you have something terrible happen to you, you have bad health issues, you have, something tragic in your life happen, you have got to keep your chin up, keep your head up, and realize that it's not over. Like, you have to get back up, you have to stay strong, and you have to get back on to what you want in life. So things might be different. Like, yeah, now I always have back pain. That's never going to change. Some days are really bad. Some days I can barely walk. Some days I'm crying over it. It hurts. It's bad. But I'm positive because I know that I have family and friends that support me. I'm back in the job that I had left prior to this, which is amazing in itself. But the thing that people don't realize is I had to start from scratch all over again. So when I got my job, luckily back, right, from the company I had left when I was in the car accident, because I was off for so long, I went back, but I had to start all the way, back to the bottom. And I had been with that company for 5 years. So it was really hard. So now it's like, I think this summer will be 2 years me being back there. And I'm thankful for it because it's something that I really love to do. And now I went from the bottom to a supervisor within, a very short time of going back. And I'm thankful for that. But trust me, I still get discouraged sometimes when I'm like, you know what? You know how many years I would have been with this company already if I wouldn't have had that leave for all of the health things that I had going on because of that car accident? I can understand that discouragement. I can understand when someone comes and they say like they were just laid off. It's like my heart hurts for them because it's like I can feel what they're feeling. You know what I mean? Like, I know, and especially if they have kids and stuff, that's even worse. I was single. Well, I wasn't single when the car accident happened, but I ended up being single shortly after because I found out that my boyfriend at the time was cheating heavily on me, which is a whole nother topic, right? So not only was I in a car accident, but I had found out that I had a boyfriend who was cheating terrible on me, lost my house, had to move back in with my mom, and had to restart everything. Okay, so when you say you're having issues and you're feeling down and you're feeling out and no one understands it, trust me, there's someone out there that's going to understand what you have going on. And hopefully they went the right way with it and they're not just negative and, because some people sulk in their misery, like I don't blame you for being upset and being hurt and all those things. That's part of it, right? But you have to at some point pick it up and get to a point where you're like, yes, I'm going to do this thing. I ain't worried about what else anybody else is going to say. And I'm going to be me and it's going to be amazing and get to that point. And the best thing is to have encouraging people around you when you have something like that happen. So that's why it's so important to have those key friends that are really friends. But anyways, so that was a lot. Okay. That was probably the longest video I ever made, but I just encourage you to self-reflect. Just really think about like, what have you done and where do you want to be? And, just go from there with it. And I have got to get back to doing what I was doing before I started this video. But I love all of you. And I encourage everybody to be the best that you can be. Okay. See you all next time.